Hello everybody, welcome back to round number 7 of SNR. It takes us to the Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal. My name is Kieran McGinley and I'll be taking you through this round of the championship. So let's go through the driver's standing then. At the top of the table it's Darren Sinclair on 118 points. In second place it's AJ on 97 points. In third it's the Gort on 82. Raikkonen is in fourth on 64. Chelsea Boy in fifth on 40 points. Bravo Wolf in sixth on 38. Geordie Davey is 7th with 33 points. Heemkarl is 8th on 30 points. Spock Bobster is in 9th on 24 points. Shug M is in 10th on 21. Then it is Zippo in 11th place on 20 points. Rocker Tony is in 12th place. He's also on 12 points. DK 13th, he's in 10 points. Rocket is in 14th on 6 points. Heffy in 15th with 5 points. Tatiam in 16th on 4 points. Jensen is in 17th on 2 points. And then it's Captain Pants, White Samba and Prank who are all yet to score in the championship. We move to the Constructors' Championship then. So McLaren are on top with 137 points. In second place it is Ferrari, not very far behind, only 15 points behind. Red Bull in third on 115 points. Bit of a gap back to Sauber. Sauber though are in fourth place, they're on 64 points. Williams in fifth on 43 points, only a point behind them are Toro Rosso, that puts them in sixth. With 34 points Renault are in 7th place. Mercedes are in 8th on 26 points. Force India are 9th on 21 points and Haas in 10th there on 2 points. Without further ado then, let's head on to the hot lap of Canada. So here we are then, on a lap with DK as he heads through the fast chicane there with the Wall of Champions on the right hand side. We head towards the start finish line to start a lap of Montreal, heading down into turn 1. Careful of the grass on the right hand side there, you don't want to catch that, that balances the car out of line. Into turn 2 then, get a good exit out of here, it's uphill on the way out, so watch the oversteer there. Heading into turns 3 and 4, and turn 3 here, use as much curve on that right hand side as possible, it can let you get away with a lot more. Heading now into turn 5, get as close to the wall as you can, braking now into turn 6. There's a bit of tarmac on the right hand side, make sure you do use that to its full effect. Heading out of turn 7, careful of the oversteer, the back end likes to step out on you as you head out the exit of that turn. Now heading towards turn 8 then, brake just under the bridge here and take that sleeping policeman. It's a nice curve there that you can take flat out as we now head through towards turn 10 and the hairpin. Good chance for overtaking here, but in qualifying you need to get this perfect here. Drop down into second gear, again watch the oversteer on the exit as you head through the slight kink of 11 there. As you now head towards the DRS zone, it's not the first line, it's the second line. It always catches me out as we now head towards turn 13 and 14 down the casino straight. Braking now into the corner, watch the curbs here, they can attack you if you take them wrong, but heading towards the line, this is a lap of Canada and now it's on to qualifying. Well, welcome along to a pouring wet Montreal circuit. Well, it's been on the calendar since 1996, apart from a hiatus in 2009, has remained largely unchanged, including the infamous Wall of Champions. This circuit layout, I say, has been used since 1996. Previous races go back dating to the 70s when we used to race at Mosport Park and other racetracks. We moved to Montreal permanently in 1996 and we've been racing here ever since. Of course, apart from 2009 when there was a bit of a hiatus for a pretty much unknown reason, but we're glad to see it on the calendar. A fast flowing kind of street circuit, narrow walls but plenty of opportunities to overtake and plenty of opportunities as well to get it wrong. First driver out onto the circuit then is Invader Zippo and he'll most likely be the first person to set a lap time. Geordie Davies out there as well along with Heemkarl. We've also got second place in the championship, AJ out on track, as well as the championship leader, Darren Sinclair, making his way through the puddles to try and work on his championship. Well, it has been an interesting time in SNR. Most recently, we have a new driver as well. Hopefully, I've timed this so that he comes out of the pits exactly No, I didn't time it right at all. Oh well, that's the Gort leaving the pit lane. Never mind then. We do have a new driver. This is Pranker. Made his debut last time out in Monaco. Unfortunately didn't finish and has a qualifying ban for this session, as well as a 3-place grid drop wherever he finishes. Now that's Captain Pants. Collision with DK, or White Samba, sorry. Well, it's got him a 5-place grid penalty. Not ideal for Captain Pants at all. So we'll ride on board with some of the drivers who are on their flying lap then. Invader Zippo is not one of them. He obviously pulled to the side, let some drivers through. Geordie Davies going to go across the line. So AJ then making his way up into turn 2. We've got Darren Sinclair as well, heading through turn 2 now. Very easy to lose the back end on the back of turn 2, heading into turn 3, which is normally pretty much flat as you go through here. Pranker retiring from the session, of course. He has that qualifying ban. Oh, as Darren Sinclair goes into the wall, can he keep the control of the car? Does hit the wall, but I think he got away with that one, and I'm not sure whether he's going to finish the lap or not. We have AJ here, who's also on a lap here in the McLaren. Obviously still powered by Honda, supposedly, although in these equal cars they all have the performance of the Mercedes anyway, so we can expect some quick times here, at least in the wet. Obviously no weather forecast, no nothing like that, so I am as blind as you are going into this. Only the drivers know what the weather's going to be like during the weekend. AJ though heading through the casino straight right now, heading towards turns 13 and 14 and that infamous Wall of Champions, given the name in 1999. But as AJ goes through then towards the start finish line, and what is the lap going to be? It's a 1:21.2. That's the benchmark right now, as Darren Sinclair has spun it again, and he spun it out of turn number 9, I believe. Whether he just got onto the curb. Invader Zippo 1:22.9, Heffy 1:23.2. We have Titian. We've got a load of drivers coming across the line now. Rocket Queen coming 1:24.5, Shug M 1:23.4, Titian 1:24.7. We have Raikkonen coming towards the line, and what's the time he's going to set? To 1:22.2 and puts him P2. We've got Heemkar heading towards the line, but he has slowed down significantly there. So I wonder what's going on with Heemkar there. Well, he set a 2:02. Maybe that's not quite the outlap, but not quite sure. The Gort then heading for his flying lap out in these treacherous conditions. Geordie Davey as well heading towards the line. We've got Heemkar out there, so Geordie Davey will be the next person to set a lap time, and at the moment apparently he's 12 seconds faster than his previous best. Now normally in these intermediate conditions you want to keep yourself out there, just keep lapping the circuit, because chances are you're not going to use these tyres again. But we have a load of cars out there right now. Captain Pants is making his way towards the line to start a flying lap. Geordie Davey then heading through the chicane and heading towards the line now, and what's the lap time he going to set is? Comes across the line, it's a 1:22.5 and it puts him up into P3. We've got to keep an eye on everybody else, because Invader Zippo's in P4. Rocket Queen getting a bit close to the grass there. Shug M 1:23.1. The Gort then heading towards the line, 2 tenths up at the moment through sector 2 as he heads towards the 13-14 chicane, and actually heads, will go straight into the pit lane then. Darren Sinclair sets a 1:22.4, but the lap time didn't count, so he's got to go again. Rocketoni then heading through on his outlap. We'll ride on board with Captain Pants and Heemkar. Heemkar set a 1:24.9, as you can see in the top right hand corner, but for whatever the reason the lap time didn't count. Captain Pants then into the hairpin now, into the slight kink of 11. We've got yellow flags, and it's Darren Sinclair again. He is really struggling in these conditions. That's going into turn 6 there. AJ sets a 1:20.9 and completely smashes his previous time. We've got the Haas there coming out of the pit lane. That's Jensen. Yellow flags now in sector 1, and is that Jensen spun around? Yes, it is. He's actually hit the wall there, I think. Has he? No, he's just kept it out. Did see a bit of debris there, but not from Jensen's car. Roccatone then flying through. We've got Captain Pants here, who set a 1:22.7 but didn't count. Hinkal then 2.7 up from his previous best, and I really hope it was, because his last lap time was a 2 minute. So he's heading now towards the chicane and going through past the infamous Wall of Champions. And I wonder if that wall is going to be hit into at some point this session, as Hinkal once again heads towards the line and sets a 1:24.5. It doesn't count. Well, I wonder if there's a problem here for Hinkal, because every time he comes towards the line, well, that's the problem then. Sorted that, I guess. Hinkal out of the session, and doesn't set a time, will start in 18th place. So we've got Zippo then at the moment out on circuit. Geordie Davey as well. Spark Bobster is out there. Most important thing is to stay out there. Jensen not happy, he's coming into the pits. Roccatone is out there currently, and he'll head towards the sector line. He's up by a 10th, and we'll see what sort of lap time he can set and whether the lap will count. Heading out of turn 7 towards turn 8 and turn 9. We shall see what he can do in terms of a lap time. Now, can he keep it between the white lines? Can he keep it on the island? Heading now onto this not so straight that doesn't count as a corner, towards turn 10 and the hairpin. And I wonder now, where can Roccatone put himself? With about 3.5 minutes left in the session, we shall see now as he comes down the long Casino Straight. As yellow flags in sector 1. Not sure who that could be, but we ride on board now with Roccatone making his way through the chicane, heading towards the start-finish line now, keeping the wheel as straight as possible, heading towards the line. He'll set a 1:21.6 and put himself up into P2. The Gort then out for his lap. We've got the green flag showing there, so it's an incident for something before, as that is a Force India getting well out of the way there, as that is Captain Pants, who's retired from the session, and he will start in P17 then. DK currently out there as he heads towards the chicane, taking it nice and easy through the chicane and heading towards the line. What's the lap time he can set then? DK across the line, 1:22.2, and it puts him up into P5. White Samba is currently in 11th place. Roccatone has retired from the session as he pulls to one side and retires the car. He's done for today, and at the moment he'll start in 2nd place. Spark Bobster out there, lapping the track, currently in 7th place. Raikkonen doing exactly the same, just keep putting the laps in. His best so far is at a 1:22.2. And you'll see some of the drivers out here just continue to set laps. Rocket Queen here heads through the chicane, heading towards the line now. What's the time Rocket can set now? He will be in the 1:30s, so we can assume that's not representative as he now heads on for another lap. Heffy now coming through turn 5 now, up towards turn 6. Very risky to get your 2 wheels up onto that sort of tarmac before turn 6, and that's the reason why, especially in the wet. We've got someone behind there who went into the wall. Well, Darren Sinclair as well is out there. His teammate Titium is right behind him, and Darren Sinclair will be hoping now to push on and to set a lap time. He hasn't got long left at all, hasn't been enjoying the conditions out there at the moment, so he'll be hoping now he can try and set some sort of representative lap time. Reigning champion here, struggling here in Canada, but we have seen him pull out qualifying laps out of nowhere before, so let's have no doubts he could probably do it again. But we're going to see now as he heads towards the hairpin now, he is going to get another chance if he doesn't like this lap, but he will only get one more chance. Heading around the turn 10 hairpin into the slight kink of 11 now. No DRS, it is simply aerodynamics here. He'll head towards that chicane now, and he's got to get that absolutely right. The rain has let up, but not enough for dry tyres. as we head towards the chicane now. Force India passing through. Darren Sinclair scraping the wall there, and he's lost it completely. Into the wall he goes, and he'll just try and push on now and see where he can finish. It's a 1:22.1, and again, it's a lap that doesn't count. Darren Sinclair then will not set a lap time. Well, the Gort in all of that has put himself up into second place, 1:22.2. Checkered flag falls out, and we've got White Samba there in 11th place. Geordie Davey making his way down the straight. Shagem currently in 5th place right now. Raikkonen is out there as well. So we've got Geordie Davey heading towards the line. We'll have a look. Geordie goes up into P7. Raikkonen goes up to P3 with a 1:21.5. Spark Bobster heading towards the line. Can't improve and stays in 9th place. Rocket Queen then heading around the hairpin, but he's 7 seconds down, so he will be returning to the pit lane. The Gort then, I wonder if he's run out of fuel here, has he? No, he hasn't. He's just making his way towards the line, and he'll take the checkered flag there. Meanwhile then at AJ is still 2/10 up on his time. Rocket Queen coming into the pits. Shagem heading towards the line. Can he improve on his time? No, he can't. He'll stay in P5. Well, AJ then, will he come into the pits? No, he'll carry on. Can he improve even more on his time? He heads towards the line now. What can he do? Crosses the line here, 1:20.3. Incredible lap here from AJ. Well, with everyone taking the checkered flag or retired from the session, that is qualifying over and done with. So we will have the results after this edit. So AJ takes pole position for the Canadian Grand Prix. The Gort is in second, Raikkonen third, Rockatoni fourth, Shug M fifth, Invader Zippo sixth, Geordie Davey seventh, DK 8th, Spark Bobster 9th, Jensen 10th, Rocket Queen 11th, White Samba 12th, Heffy 13th, Tatia in 14th, Darren Sinclair in 15th, Pranker in 16th, Captain Pants 17th, Heem Carl is in 18th place. Captain Pants will start from the back of the grid with that game-given 5-place grid penalty. Now it's time for the race, which is coming up after this edit. Well, in 1999, we had the infamous Wall of Champions. Oh my goodness, could you see in the top right-hand corner there? There's just cars all over the place. Hope that's not a thing of a sign of things to come. I really hope not. Anyway, yes, 1999, the infamous Wall of Champions, claiming 3 world champions. In the space of one race. Hopefully that wall won't be touched today, but well, we shall see what will happen to all of the drivers today. We have 35 laps, I do believe, of the Canadian Grand Prix, and we're going to get underway in around about 30 seconds time. Of course, a lot to play for. No formation lap, of course. Dry track. But will drivers have gone for a wet setup? Will they have gone for a dry one? We're about to find out, and those grey clouds might have something in store later on then. Here we go with the race then. So the Canadian Grand Prix, round 7 of SNR, 5 red lights. Round 7 is underway. What are the starts like? We're looking at it now, and we're going 3 wide behind there, but it looks like AJ's got a good start. Raikkonen jumps the Red Bull there, and further back then we have a drive-through penalty for Titian for jumping the start. Meanwhile then we've got Geordie Davey, and we've got yellow flags in sector 1 here. As we look on board then, Darren Sinclair's got it all to do, as we're looking at, oh, that's Rocket Queen getting into the back of Heffy there, and he might have front wing damage there. We'll have a look at Pranker, who has got caught up in an incident at the start there. Meanwhile, look at this then. Oh, that's a contact between the Williams and the Haas there. That is between Heffy and I believe that was Jensen. Heffy's lost his front wing. Jensen has only lost part of his, but the two of them got tangled there, coming out of turn 7, I believe that is. But Darren Sinclair then up into 12th place right now, trying to attack Rocket Queen here as they head into the hairpin. Oh, the Sauber there of White Samba's gone off, misjudged his braking point, might have clipped his front wing there, but it looks like he's recovered okay, but he will struggle down the straight here as he's now side by side here. You can see there of Pranker there. Pranker, even with that start, has managed to recover just about, and loads of people diving into the pits. We've got Spark Bobster into the pits, Heffy as well. We've got Titium and White Samba all into the pits. Raikkonen then, meanwhile, trying to chase down first place AJ for a race win. The Gore is in third then, trying to chase these guys down. Shug M is up into 4th place here, trying to hold off a fast-charging Rockatoni, who's in 5th place. Geordie Davey is in 6th, Zippo in 7th, DK 8th, Rocket is in 9th. Darren Sinclair's pushed himself up into 10th place here, and we'll have a look at the position changes from the start. You can see there the biggest losers are towards the bottom of the table. Jensen there losing 8 places from the start. Heimkarl though has put himself up 6 places, so he's up into 11th now. And we have a look at the tyres now. You can see AJ has gone for a big strategy here. He's gone onto the super soft tyres, Raikkonen on the ultras, and this could play a huge part in the strategy coming to the end of the race. We've got Rockatoni then on the back of Shug M. Rockatoni here, is he going to try down the inside going into the chicane? Not an ideal move to make, and Rockatoni realises that, backs out of it, and continues to try and chase down Shug M. But you can see here, Shug M hasn't got the best exit. Rockatoni here has a good chance to try and go down the inside of Shug M, going into turn 1, and has he got the move done? A little bit of contact between them, but Rockatoni has got up the move, and Geordie Davey now will be having a look up the inside of Shug M, maybe going into turn 3, maybe not. It stays behind for now, but Rockatoni then up ahead into 4th place, Shug M following close behind. We've got yellow flags here in Sector 1, and is that Darren Sinclair? It is, and he's lost all of his front wing. The championship leader into the wall again. Now, was he caught up by someone, or did he lose it completely? You can see he was going for the soft tyres, the one-stop special, as, well, he's lost it. Front wing gone, and Sinclair here will have to try and limp his way back to the pit lane and change up the strategy. DK here trying to cut back on Rocket, and has it worked though? DK on super soft tyres, Rocket on ultras as they head towards the DRS zone now. You can see DK with his DRS open heading towards the chicane here, too wide, and DK backs out of it, doesn't want to get involved in an incident early on here, as Heimkarl there, I believe that was, taking an interesting line through the chicane there, but we'll see here Heimkarl, DK and Rocket all trying to fight for 9th place there. At the top of the pack, AJ still leads the way from Raikkonen here. The Gort there is in 3rd place, still trying to close in. Rockatoni 4th, Shug M 5th. We've got Geordie Davey 6th, Zippo in 7th, Rocket Queen 8th. DK is in 9th, Heimkarl 10th. Pranker is up into 11th place, Captain Pants in 12th, White Samba 13th, Titium 14th there. Spark Bobster is in 15th, Heffy 16th, Jensen 17th, and Darren Sinclair has rejoined in 17th there. He's just got around the outside of Jensen there, so they've swapped positions. We'll have a look for our closest battle on the track, which at the moment is between Geordie and Zippo here. 3/10 and closing. And they've both got DRS as they head down Casino Straight. We see in the background there, we've got, I believe that is Rocket as well behind, trying to hold off a fast-charging DK here. You can see as they head towards the start-finish straight now. But Zippo here, trying to close in on Geordie Davey. And taking the grass like that isn't going to help a lot. DK trying to chase Rocket Queen as well, as we look through the battles through the field. As we've got Heimkarl trying to join in the fight there as DK there. You can see on board Heimkarl, DK having to take evasive lines there to try and find a way past. Jensen, 3-second time penalty for him. And we'll have a look now towards the middle of the pack. Darren Sinclair here. This is a battle here. Geordie Davey here seems to have lost out. has he? Or did he try and move? But either way, he's not got a great exit here, and that's Invader Zippo behind him. Now, he will have DRS. Shug M here has a chance here to try and hold off in 5th place right now. But as you can see behind, Zippo is eager to try and take the position. They're all following each other as they head down towards the chicane. Geordie Davy's going to try around the outside. Surely not. They go into the chicane now. And Geordie has to take evasive action, has to cut the track there. And Geordie Davy there back down into 7th place. But he'd rather that than no front wing at all. Vader Zippo then trying to go around the outside. Shug M goes deep into the first corner. That allows Zippo to have a better exit coming out of turn 2. Geordie Davy then a little bit ambitious going too wide into the chicane there, but he took the track there. He took the circuit limits, used them fairly to rejoin, and he finds himself in 7th place, but still with a front wing. So all is not lost. He can still get that gap back, but he's got to watch out for Rocket Queen, DK, Heimkarl, Pranker, who are all behind him, waiting to try and take that chance now. This has now turned into a battle for 7th place, maybe even more than that. Zippo trying to pull away from Geordie Davy. You can see here Rocket Queen trying to go down the inside of Geordie Davy as he gets tagged behind by DK. DK losing a bit of front wing there. Rocket Queen will not have liked that one bit. But look at this now, they've all got DRS and they're all within throwing distance of Shug M. We can see now Rocket Queen here trying to have a move, trying to see what's going on. As he dives into the pits, Rocket Queen then into the pits he goes from 8th place. And is this a strategy change? Is this what he was intending to do? Yes, it is. No front wing change. On go a set of super softs and away he goes. So then, oh, look at this 3-wide battle here as DK holding off Heimkarl and Pranker for the moment as they now head through turns 3 and 4. Look at this then. This has become the battle for 8th place as we look to see what is going to happen between these three. You can see there Geordie Davy just slightly pulling away as he's around about 2 seconds clear of DK right now. As DK now heads towards turn 8 and 9 with the 2 behind him. And they're not going to give up that easily, that's for sure. Pranker here in his 2nd race wants to get some points. And he'll be hoping this is the place he'll get them. You can see now Shug M taking an interesting line. Or is that Invader Zippo there going wide there to try and get some clean air. But you can see how quickly Zippo's closing in on Shug M here as we look towards these guys here. We've got Heimkarl. Oh, Heimkarl and Pranker have come together through that chicane. If Pranker can recover the car, he can. Goes over the sleeping policeman there. But disaster for Pranker, though. He's still in the race, though, which is always a good sign. Heimkarl there has got himself a 5-second stop-go for corner cutting and gaining a place. That must have been on Pranker. So the game's given that to him. So we shall see what happens there. So that will be added onto his pit stop when he does come in for a new set of tyres. Having a look here then, Darren Sinclair is really trying to push his way back through the field. Currently in 14th place right now as he looks to try and recover the drive he's had so far. As we look towards Zippo and Shug M. This is the battle for 5th place now as Shug M here trying to defend with all he can. Zippo with the DRS. Is he going to go down the inside, going into the chicane? Yes, he is. Shug M's still there, though. Goes airborne, and Zippo hits the wall. Zippo is out of the race, hits the wall of champions, and Shug M there, well, there was not a lot of room for either driver there. Zippo becomes the first retirement of this Canadian Grand Prix. Geordie Davy then is now the next person to try a move with Shug M. And, well, he's got to be cautious now going through the chicane if he wants to try a move there. It's not the best place for overtaking unless you've got the racing line. It's not a great place to overtake at all. But Geordie Davy, though, will fancy his chances now with Shug M. coming through 8 and 9. As Geordie Davey doesn't quite get the exit right. He will have the DRS zone though to help him out. As they head towards the hairpin now, we're on to lap 9 of this Grand Prix. AJ leads from Raikkonen and the Gore. That's your podium so far. And the question on everyone's minds now is, when do the drivers pit? You can go for a one-stop. It is advised from the game, but as you can see, look at this Geordie. Look how smoothly he took that chicane there compared to Shug M, and it's closing him in very well indeed. So Geordie there will bear that in mind as he fights for 5th place. Shug M running slightly deep, going into 1, allows... oh, Jensen's out of the race. And where is this? Jensen, that's a very odd place to have your wheel off there, and the camera here is just not liking where he's put it. That's actually the inside of a tyre there. That's where he's put it. And, well, Jensen out of the race. Geordie Davey then in that time has lost ground to Shug M as he looks to just try and push on. Up at the front then, it's AJ on those super soft tyres, looking to get some ultra softs on towards the end of the race. Raikkonen is there in 2nd place as he looks to try and extend those ultra softs as far as he can into the race. The Gort then in 3rd place, 2.4 down on Raikkonen, still within touching distance, and advantage to the Gort on Raikkonen when they go on to the latter stages. Rockatoni is in 4th place, having a race of his own at the moment, 5.9 behind the Gort, 6.1 in front of Shug M. Speaking of Shug M, he's into the pits now, and is this going to be a scheduled stop? It is. So Shug M is in. He's done 11 laps on those ultra soft tyres, so I wonder how that's going to play out then. Darren Sinclair still pushing his way up the field, got past Rocket, and now is up into P9 as he gets past Shug M, does he? As it's an odd pit lane this one, but Shug M emerges in front of Darren Sinclair on ultra soft tyres. So Shug M going for a 2-stop now. That's confirmed as he looks to try and attack now and just use those new tyres to effect that he'll have to come in on super softs later on in the race. Remains to be seen though if Raikkonen is going to one-stop here. As we see, does he come into the pit lane now? As you can see him adjust the steering wheel. That's to adjust the fuel mix and popping it down into standard for the chicane and bumping it up to rich maybe for the start-finish straight. Darren Sinclair though riding with Shug M and Pranker up ahead as we see Darren Sinclair in the slipstream of them both now, and this is going to benefit him. Rockatoni into the pits now on to will he go on to a new set of ultra softs or will he go on to some soft tyres? I do wonder. Heading through the chicane now as Rockatoni comes out on ultra softs again. Darren Sinclair though coming around the outside of Shug M. Shug M, he tried to make a move there on Pranker, and Darren Sinclair's lost the car, goes across the pit lane, but just about keeps the car in check. He's going to have to battle Rocket as he emerges. He's having a tough race, Darren, but he'll keep pushing on. If I know him, he'll keep pushing on to try and get himself up there. Meanwhile, Shug M and Pranker now trying to fight it out for 7th place. And Pranker didn't find a way past that time. Sinclair, though, still pushing on, trying to close in on Rocket. This is for P9, and when you're having a race like this, any points mean prizes. It could be the difference between a World Championship and not having one. As we see now, Rocket trying to defend the inside line. That allows Darren Sinclair to cut back, and that's the worst possible thing Rocket could have done. It allowed Darren Sinclair to pull alongside, and now with the DRS he'll pull away, and even before any sort of braking zone, even before the crest, Darren Sinclair back up into 9th place. Rockatoni and DK fighting it out for 5th place. DK in 5th, Rockatoni 6th. Now Rockatoni has emerged on a new set of ultra soft tyres, confirming his 2-stop as well. Meanwhile as well, Raikkonen comes out on soft tyres, so Raikkonen going for a 1-stop stint as well. So interesting call there. We'll see what happens with Raikkonen towards the end of the race.
Rocketoni then, still trying to attack DK. He's on a 2-stop. Not sure about DK yet. He still could be on a 2-stop strategy, but we will have to wait and see. All this time Rocketoni's behind DK though. It's costing him his strategy. But Rocketoni pulls alongside DK now, coming into the hairpin, trying to go round the outside. He'll get a better apex line, and yes, look at that. That is what fresh tyres can do. Rocketoni up into 5th place now, and he can start to try and chase down Geordie Davey. Well, AJ currently in the lead. It's picked up a 3-second time penalty. He's got to watch out for those. They could come back to bite him towards the end of the race. Currently leads the way. The Gore is in 2nd place on those super soft tyres, whilst Raikkonen in 3rd on some soft tyres. Going for a 1-stop. We'll see how that plays out. Darren Sinclair coming down the inside of Pranker. Pranker locking up. Darren Sinclair just launches it up there, hits the grass, and Pranker goes back through. Darren Sinclair picking up marbles here as we head towards turn 3. And, well, Darren Sinclair's just got to try and keep his cool. Got to regain some composure here as he tries to battle with the Haas of Pranker. As we head towards turn 4, Pranker locking up slightly as we head through into exit of turn 7 there. That's my, don't know where I got turn 4 from. Anyway, Darren Sinclair then trying to go round the outside. Wasn't room for him. Backs out of it. Gets a better exit as we head towards the hairpin. Darren Sinclair pulling alongside round the outside. Pranker has the inside line. Locks up going into it. Darren Sinclair will cut back and take the position. He'll also take the DRS as well. Darren Sinclair then moves up into 8th place and now can try and pull in on Shug M. Unless, of course, Pranker has anything to say about it. Going through the chicane now. You can see there, Darren Sinclair has much more grip here. Heimkarl then, 5/10 behind Captain Pants. Ultra soft versus soft tyre. As you can see there, Captain Pants getting a bit wobbly on entry there. Heimkarl closing in, and you can see the bit of debris there still at the Wall of Champions. As we'll see here, Heimkarl trying to close in, trying to get some points here for Toro Rosso, as White Samba picks up a 3-second time penalty. So Heimkarl still on the back of Captain Pants as we head towards turn 6. And taking the curb there through turn 7, and you'll see now Heimkarl will have much better traction. Captain Pants just losing the back end slightly, has to snap of oversteer there, and Heimkarl thought about a move up into turns 8 and 9, but realised there wasn't much going for it. Sector 1, we've got yellow flags, and that is Titium, who is out of the race, and he must have hit that wall hard. That is suspension damage, and oh no, it's a rear tyre gone. So he's hit the wall backwards, has he? Well, in any case then, that is Titium out of the race. DK then into the pits for a front wing change. On go a set of super softs. That can't be right. No, soft tyres go on for DK. He'll try and make it to the end of the race now, and he leaves the pit lane on a set of soft tyres. Rocketoni then side by side with Geordie Davey as they head towards turn number 8. Has the inside line. Does he have the position? Yes, he does. As I still try and get used to these camera controls. Meanwhile, race leader AJ is into the pits. Now, presumably, this is going to be a soft tyre stop. Try saying that 3 times fast. Yes, on goes some soft tyres. They look like super softs now. They'll turn to softs, and away goes AJ. We're having a look here. The battle between Captain Pants, Heimkarl and DK here. The battle for 12th place at the moment. We'll jump back on board with AJ here. He rejoins in front of Raikkonen, 4 seconds ahead. Begort then takes the lead of this race for now. His pit stop will be shortly for sure. So then, we have a lot of pit stops going on at the moment, as we have Geordie Davey into the pits. He leaves the pit lane on a set of soft tyres. Can he get ahead of Rocket? Yes, he can. and puts himself into 7th place. Meanwhile, Pranker, who also came into the pits, rejoins in 14th place behind DK. So we have a couple of battles out on track. We've got Rocket on Geordie Davey. Geordie Davey on soft tyres. It's heavy there, has dropped a load of positions. Now, did he run wide? Yes, you can see left-hand side of his front wing, he's got damage. Did he hit the wall? Did he get caught with someone? Who knows at this point? We missed it. I missed it, so no one knows now, which is unfortunate. But whether Heffy stays out there or not is his call. So then Darren Sinclair trying to go round Shugem once again, but backs out of it going through the chicane there. He has a chance here to try and go up into 5th place. He will try. He probably will have to stop again, will Darren Sinclair, because of his earlier off. He did want to go on some soft tyres and then go on to some super softs towards the end, or maybe even ultra softs towards the end of the race. That front wing off from the start has stunted that stint. Meanwhile then, Rocket chasing down Geordie Davey. We've also got Captain Pants trying to reel in Heemkarl, and Heemkarl here is struggling to get away from the soft tyre runners, Captain Pants especially. We'll have a look with Darren Sinclair then, 2 tenths behind, as he looks to try and reel in reel in Shugem to try and take that position away from him. And we'll see now, will he try and move into the hairpin at turn 10? No, he won't, but he will try and get a better exit than Shugem. And through now, down the Casino Straight. Darren Sinclair, surely he's not going to try and move, is he? Going into the chicane, as we look to see Darren Sinclair. They're going to go too wide through the chicane. No, Shugem backs out of it, but Darren Sinclair comes into the pits anyway. So will another set of super softs go on, or will a set of ultra softs go on? Here comes Darren Sinclair then into the pits, and another set of super softs go on. So there we have it then. Darren Sinclair's stints are now done. The strategy's complete at least, but where will he rejoin? Exiting the pit lane now. You can see the Renner there, so he will rejoin in front of Spark Bobster there, heading into turn 1, rejoining then in 8th place. So he's 2.6 behind Rocket. So not the end of the world for Darren Sinclair then, as he looks to push on now to try and solve it. Oh, he's hit the wall there. Got away with it though, as he looks to push on now to gain some positions. Captain Pants DK fighting over 11th place. DK seemingly wanting to have a move done as soon as possible. He's 6 tenths behind at the moment, but we will see what happens there. 4 tenths now, as he looks to try and get into the slipstream of the car ahead. We'll have a look at this battle, but we'll also have a look at the battle between Rocket and Darren Sinclair. Sinclair's reeled in Rocket quite quickly here. Battle for 7th place may not go on for too long, to be honest with you. DRS not open for Darren Sinclair. So he wasn't within a second coming into the activation point, but he stays behind Rocket for now. DK with the DRS on Captain Pants. Couldn't quite catch up as he scrapes the wall there. Driver scraping the wall there to get very lucky in taking no damage. Darren Sinclair though, side by side with Rocket, as Rocket now trying to defend that inside line. Darren Sinclair trying to also attack the inside, as well, that's Rocket hitting the wall there. Did he get a bit of damage coming out of that? Front left hand side, was it hit the wall, or right hand side? Either way, Darren Sinclair is right behind, and he's not going to take any mercy here. Darren Sinclair trying to go around the outside here, and oh, he's just about done it. I think Rocket had to take a bit of evasive action there, but Darren Sinclair has found a way through. Well, we said the court was going to come in soon. That was a while ago actually, but he now rejoins. Now this is an interesting call. Ultra soft tyres till the end of the race. Can that happen? Can he do that? Well, there's only one way to find out. He has got, on those ultra soft tyres, quite a way. But if he feels he can do it, he's got 15 laps on those ultra soft tyres, but if he feels he can do it, then why not? This may turn into 2 stints of 8 and 7 laps, but I'm not for the one for trying, that's for sure. And the Gort fancies his chances here. DK then still battling away with Captain Pants, as Captain Pants doesn't get the exit quite right here. DK still trying to have a look, seeing if he can find any way past Captain Pants for 11th place. His teammate Spark Bobster up into 10th place right now, as we look to see what's going on at the rest of the field. Darren Sinclair then on a hard charge, and he's got Geordie Davey next on some soft tyres, and trying to go around the outside going into the hairpin. Geordie Davey has the inside line, but how much longer, as Darren Sinclair gets a much better exit. And you can see there Darren Sinclair will have the DRS, will he? Yes, he will, and gets ahead. Up into P6 he goes. Meanwhile, Shug M comes in for his last stop of the day. And what tyres does he go on to? He goes on to a set of, I can't see them, looks like super softs, and it is super soft tyres. So Darren Sinclair then setting the fastest lap of the race. Up into P5 he goes. He's got 20.8 between himself and Rockatoni. Now Rockatoni, I believe, has to stop again, as we see DK moving up into 11th place, as he's still behind Captain Pants though. Well, Pranker actually is ahead. Has he managed to split the two? I'm not sure what happened there. Meanwhile though, Shug M trying to go around the inside of Rocket, and Rocket runs deep going into turn 6 there. On the exit of turn 7 they make contact. Bit of a scary moment there, but Shug M is through and up into 7th place. DK here trying to reel in Pranker, and DK still in 11th place. How's your luck there, DK? But looking to try and make a move. Pranker locking up, maybe locking up, that might be a bit of lag there. So Rockatoni comes into the pit. Where is Darren Sinclair? There's Darren Sinclair. Rockatoni coming out of the pit exit now, and he's going to rejoin in front of Darren Sinclair, but he's got a hard charging Darren Sinclair behind him, and he's going to have to try and hold him off. The Gort then on the ultra soft tyres when everyone else is going on to super softs towards the end of the race. The Gort is the only driver on ultra soft tyres. DK here trying to go around the outside of Pranker. Pranker didn't get turn 1 right, but DK still can't find a way past, and this is getting more and more infuriating for him. He's going to try and be more and more aggressive as he looks to try and find a way past. It's a common thing when that happens. When you get stuck behind a car for so long, you just get frustrated and want the move done as quickly as possible, and that's when the mistakes start to happen. DK though still behind Pranker, and he's lost ground to Captain Pants as well, so this has not gone well. Pranker though still trying to hold on to 10th place, looking for his first points of the season in his second race. Locks up, that might be the game though, lagging with the lockups there. We'll know if it's a lockup if they go straight on basically. Darren Sinclair, another fastest lap, he is just pushing. Heading towards the chicane now. These three of Captain Pants, Geordie Davey, Captain Pants, Pranker and DK. And as you can see though, not much is going on right now. It's all a bit quiet between these three, but I can assure you that's going to change any moment now. As soon as one of them realises a mistake has happened, as soon as one of them gets a little bit off track, as soon as one of them makes a tiniest error, you can bet your bottom dollar that one of them will try and pounce. They're all on the exact same compound. They're all on the same strategy now. They're all going towards the end of the race. But who can grab 9th place? And it looks like this is going to be a battle that goes on towards the end of the race. 11 laps to go until AJ crosses the line, obviously, as we see the Force India of Captain Pants get a little bit hairy on the exit there. Shouldn't affect him too much though, as he goes into the hairpin now. And you can see here Pranker better on the brakes right now, and you can see he's right behind Captain Pants. Captain Pants trying to break the slipstream as Pranker follows him. DK just trying to take a back seat here, let this battle happen as we look towards the chicanes now. What is it going to be? As Pranker stays behind him for now, and can see how close to the wall they get there. As will Pranker have a look up the inside here. Thought about it there, but not quite, as they coming up to Rocket Queen now, who could play a part in this. Meanwhile, we jump on board with Darren Sinclair, who's chasing down Rockatoni for 4th place. Rockatoni trying to defend from the current world champion. And I wonder how this is going to go. We're keeping an eye on Captain Pants as Rocket Queen here with, looks like front wing damage. And you can see how much that's affecting him right now. Captain Pants finds a way past. Meanwhile, Rockatoni and Darren Sinclair fighting it out. We've got 2 battles to keep our eye on. And it's going to be very difficult to look at both at the same time. But Darren Sinclair here has got a good run coming out of the chicanes here, as Rocket Queen and Pranker trying to have a move, but this is Darren Sinclair trying to find a way past. But no dice this time around. Pranker gets his way past Rocket, but Rocket has the DRS, and maybe with less front wing he's got a bit more top speed here. But Pranker here gets away past Rocket, and Rocket drops to 10th place. Well, Darren Sinclair still on the back of Rockatoni right now. We've got around about 10 laps to go, as Sinclair really pushes the car over the curbs there. Really asking a lot from the car. 9 laps to go then. AJ still leads the race. Raikkonen there is in 2nd place. You can see the Gort pushing now on those ultra soft tyres. 1.7 behind Raikkonen. But the question is, will he have to stop again? Darren Sinclair still on the back of Rockatoni, and you can see those fastest laps. They're tumbling a little bit. We've got yellow flags in Sector 1, and Heffy has retired from the session as he has crashed out of this race. Heffy becomes the 4th retirement of this race. Darren Sinclair, meanwhile, trying to find a way through, and Pranker now coming around the outside of Captain Pants, and Captain Pants trying now to attack, going into the chicane. We've got Rocket Queen as well, as that's Pranker running slightly wide there. That's going to allow Captain Pants to have a bit of a run going up towards turn 1 here. He's got the inside line, which then becomes the outside line for turn 2. As Pranker, has he got that nose ahead? Yes, he has. And Pranker holds on to P8. Meanwhile, Rocket Queen, though, won't be able to hold on to P10 for much longer. DK down the inside, and with that front wing damage, Rocket is really struggling. Out of the points now. Well, Darren Sinclair coming through up towards the DRS zone now. DRS wide open as he looks now into the slipstream. That's Rockatoni going defensive. Darren Sinclair up the inside, and Rockatoni doesn't put up too much of a fight. Darren Sinclair spins and loses the car. Darren Sinclair is out of the race. Oh, we had P5 and he pushed too hard, went into the chicane way too hard. And at the end of the day, he's got nothing out of this race now. Darren Sinclair out of the race. We ride on board now with the Gort here, who is on the ultra soft tyres. Raikkonen on softs. And will we see here the Gort pit in again? It is getting to a point now where the Gort is going to try and go towards the end of the race on ultra soft tyres. Now, I don't need to tell you how difficult that's going to be for the Gort, but he seems up for the challenge here. DRS wide open now as he heads towards the chicane here. Has he got the inside line as Raikkonen and the Gort? Oh, they make contact and the Gort hits the wall there. Oh, has he got front wing damage? It doesn't look like it. I think he's just got away with that, but he's got to be careful going into the chicane like that. Captain Pants and DK fighting it out now. Once again, these two meet on the same bit of track. As Rocket actually finds a way past Pranker. Now, what's happened to Pranker here? I think he's not in the session right now, which means he's a ghost car and is now dropping down the field. DK then. Oh, as we see Captain Pants go viciously off wide there. And, well, I'm sure that was more than one move from Captain Pants there, bending the rules maybe slightly, but he's still in front of DK, and that's what matters to DK right now. He's still behind. He's got to try and find a way through. On board with Heemkarl here on the back of Rocket, and Heemkarl with a damaged front wing of Rocket here. Heemkarl going down the inside. Rocket having to take evasive action, cutting across the grass there, and Heemkarl in the end gets that position, moves himself up into 9th place. Well, the Gort here behind Raikkonen right now on those ultra soft tyres. He wants that 2nd place, as looking into the slipstream now, as we look now towards Captain Pants and DK, still trying to battle it out. DK, has he finally got his move done? Yes, he has. DK, after all that effort, after all that pushing, has got P7, but for how much longer? Because Captain Pants is going to have a go back here. Into the slipstream he goes now with the DRS, and what will happen here now? Captain Pants has lost momentum, lost ground on DK here, as he's 4/10 back, but Captain Pants still trying to push hard here, and DK's lost the back end, hits the wall, and that's the front wing damaged. Captain Pants moves back up into 7th place. DK down to 8th, as we see, is that someone off there? Yellow flags are out, as I'm not quite sure who it was, but whoever it was, they're gone now. As yellow flags in sector 3 now. Not quite sure who that is, but there we go. The Gort then still trying to chase down Raikkonen here with 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go on those old ultra soft tyres. The Gort's going to start feeling the wear very soon here. As we see here, this is Heemkarl on the back of DK now. DK with a damaged front wing is still going to try and push as hard as he can, DK. As that is Heemkarl diving down the inside of DK here. They lock tyres, and that is a one-way ticket to the wall there. They both got out of that, and well, Heemkarl wasn't happy with himself making that move and decides to let DK back through. Good sportsmanship there, and Heemkarl will have to just try again. The Gort then still trying to chase down Raikkonen, and they come up towards the ghost car of Pranker here, who's disconnected twice from this session. So here we go now towards the chicane now. The Gort is going to start feeling that tyre wear. 4 laps to go, but the Gort is going to push everything towards it. Picks himself up a time penalty, so easy to do here at Canada. We've got Heemkarl chasing down DK with the trees in the way. Not the ideal shot we want, but DK just about holding on for now, and I wonder how much longer he can hold on for. We've got the Gort chasing down Raikkonen. We've got Heemkarl chasing down this man, DK. DK with a broken front wing, as Heemkarl here looks to have a go. Is he going to have the same move down the inside? This time he doesn't, as we look to see now. Heemkarl, oh, Heemkarl's lost the back end there. He just keeps it out of the wall as he reverses out. Save the car, and rejoins in 11th place. 4 laps to go, and he's got to do all that work again if he wants a point here today. Not that far back is the Gort on Raikkonen. The Gort here into the slipstream. This is the closest he's been in a long time. The Gort trying to go down the inside of Raikkonen, going into the chicane, and Raikkonen lets him go. The Gort then moves up into 2nd place, and Raikkonen just had to move aside there. 3 laps to go, and the Gort has got ahead, but will those tyres hold out? Shogem then has been closing on Geordie Davey. Gradually, lap per lap, he's been pulling him in. And we'll see now what will happen between those two. Spark Bobster on Rocket coming through turns, or turn that chicane bit, 8 and 9, sorry, as I look to try and get my track bearings right. As we see now coming into turn 10, the hairpin here, Rocket just trying to defend as hard as he can from Spark through the kink of 11. Now, what will happen with Spark Bobster and Rocket now as we head towards the chicane? Well, they're side by side heading towards the chicane here as Spark did have the outside line. He wasn't going to make that move stick, not quite, as they'll just have to try again. White Samba, oh, loses the back end, touches the wall, and that is a bit of front wing gone there. Not much front wing, but it is going to affect him. Spark Bobster right on the gearbox of Rocket as we look through turn 5 here, coming towards turn 6, and Rocket locks up there, goes onto the grass, and Spark Bobster takes the position away. Up into 9th place he goes. Shug M into the slipstream of Geordie Davey, heading towards the chicane here. You can see he is slowly and gradually reeling him in. This is going to be a battle that lasts for a lap, I think, the way it's going. He's been closing a couple of tenths per lap, so he is reeling him in. AJ then coming down Casino Straight now, coming towards the chicane for the penultimate time. It has been, we haven't seen much of AJ this race, but he's done a job so far. He only has to do one more lap. AJ starts the final lap of the Canadian Grand Prix. Well, we have a look at Shug M here and Geordie Davey, who is a battle that's going to last the lap. As they come through turn 9 now, heading towards turn 10. Towards the hairpin here, and Shug M 6 tenths back right now, and that is Geordie Davey not getting an ideal line through there, but neither did Shug M really. Shug M has a chance in the DRS zone here to make something of this. He's only got a lap to do it though. They'll cross the start finish line, and that'll be Shug M's last chance. Oh, he loses the back end. Oh, Shug M there. Not ideal for him at all. He loses that back end, and the gap's over a second now. He's going to find that hard to recover from. But AJ to the P here has had a flawless race pretty much. He's 18.6 ahead of the Gort in the end as he rounds through the chicane for the final time. AJ to the P takes that long road up towards the start finish line, and he'll win round 7 of SNR here in Canada. The Gort then, well, I was suspicious about those Ultrasoft tyres lasting to the end of the race when he put them on, but he's proved me wrong. The Gort here on track is going to come home for 2nd place. 2nd place for the Gort. Raikkonen finishes in 3rd place. Rocketoni coming through the chicane for the final time. He'll head towards the line. Rocketoni then will take 4th place in this race. And Geordie Davey heading towards the chicane now with Shug M behind him. Shug M just didn't quite get the final corner right. And we'll see now the final two to take the checkered flag. Geordie Davey finishes in 5th place, and Shug M behind him will finish in 6th. But your winner today for the Canadian Grand Prix is AJ to the P. Well, there they come, the top 3 drivers. AJ takes the race win, the Gort in 2nd, and Raikkonen takes home the final podium place. So then the official, unofficial results. AJ to the P takes the win. The Gort in 2nd. Raikkonen in 3rd. Rocketoni 4th. Geordie Davey 5th. Shug M in 6th. DK 7th. Captain Pan's 8th. Spark Bobster 9th. Heenkarl is in 10th. Rocket Queen in 11th. White Samba 12th. Pranker 13th. And the host of cars that left the session, one of them including Darren Sinclair, crashing out of the race. Well, that was the Canadian Grand Prix, and well, drama in the Drivers' Championship, as it will be AJ who's going to take the lead of the Drivers' Championship. Not by much though, only 4 points, but AJ is the championship leader now, heading into the next race. Speaking of the next race is in Baku, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, the fastest street circuit in the world, as quoted by Herman Tilke once. So I do hope you can join us for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Until Baku though, I've been Kieran McGinley, you've been watching, take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time.